Hi everyone, let's talk about the factors affecting fertility rates. So if you remember from my last video, fertility rates is defined as the number of children a woman is expected to have in her lifetime if she were to live until the end of her reproductive years, which is on average 15 to 49. So these factors here can increase or decrease your fertility rates depending on the context. So the first demographic factor is infant mortality. So infant mortality rate just means the number of deaths of children or infants under the age of 1. So if you have high rates of this, a lot of your children, your infants, your babies are dying. That means less children survive into adulthood. So you might want to have large families to compensate for all the deaths in order to actually have children passing on your genes and stuff. So let's say you have 70% infant mortality rate. That means 70% of children will die on average. So you have 10 children, 7 of them will die, but 3 survive and can pass on your genes. Compared to if you have low infant mortality rates, let's say you have 3 children, all 3 survive, and that lowers your fertility rates, right? So that expectation of whether your children are going to die or survive can influence fertility rates. Next thing, social and cultural factors. First thing is tradition. So there might be social expectations or stigmas to have large families or marry early. Therefore, if you marry early, you might have children early, and you can have more children because you are starting to have children at the start of your reproductive years. Or conversely, if you have traditions or social expectations to have small families, marry later, and other abstinence and stuff, you might have lower fertility rates. Similar to religion, some religions reject birth control, reject the idea of birth control. Some encourage birth to spread their religion, so that can increase fertility rates. Or some religions also promote later marriages, promote abstinence and stuff, which may decrease your fertility rates. Education-wise, if you have better education for your population, you might have ideas of family planning instilled in your population, or you give especially women employment prospects, so they can actually look out for work and focus on their work and not have children, or have children later, or have less children. And this links to emancipation of women. When you improve their status, improve their maybe their importance in work or politics or anything, they can focus on their career, so they have less children or don't have children at all. So next one, economic factors. There's cost of living. So cost of living, children are really large financial burdens to our parents. My teacher used this term money-sucking vampire. Shout out to you, Mr. David. So we are really draining our parents' money away. Parents, maybe poor parents, or parents who are kind of on the poverty line, they might not be able to afford children, not be able to afford all the education, the healthcare, everything associated with children, so they might have less children, so lower fertility rates. Industry-wise, maybe your economy is reliant on labor-intensive agriculture, or maybe factories and stuff. You need a lot of labor, so your families might have a lot of children so that they can employ their children to work in their farms, work in the factories, and get kind of free, cheap, and mobile labor. This is usually in LICs with little regulations. So yeah, food security and nutrition-wise. So with higher economic development, you can have food security, you get better nutrition. That directly affects your infant mortality rates. So better nutrition, your children will survive longer, and then so you don't need to have a lot more children to compensate for the deaths. But also, women may live longer, so they may actually live to their reproductive years, and they may have more children, which increases your fertility rates. So there's kind of like a trade-off between those. Environmental-wise, good harvest. If you have good weather conditions, good summers and stuff, good harvest, then you get a lot of food, and you have the food to sustain your population, decreasing infant mortality rates, and so your parents will think, oh, I can actually have children, and I won't starve if I have a lot of children. So that increases your fertility rates as well. Lastly, political-wise, you have government policies. There are some pronatal policies which encourage births, and antenatal policies which discourage births. And there's a variety of factors or methods to increase or decrease your fertility rates. Pronatal, you might have financial incentives. Antenatal, you might have forced abortions or sterilization, or fines if you have more than 1 children or anything. Wars-wise, wars themselves don't initiate higher births, but it's the post-war idea. So after your war, after you win a war or something, or maybe you just miss your wife a lot and you two have been separated for a long time. When you come back to your home country, you might have a baby boom that occurs because after the war. So all of this, they can increase or decrease your fertility rates. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.